What up, boys? What up? What up? It's been a minute, but we're here now. We're doing this thing. I'll update you on my 50 miler really quick. I could probably make a whole video in and of itself on that, but it's probably only so exciting. And then I'll go into business and just life, I guess. Sorry I haven't been making videos. I have been slacking quite a bit. It's been a stressful couple of weeks, but we're back, baby. So getting into the 50 miler, I would use the word unprepared as how I started the race. So, long story. Basically, I didn't really do much research. I knew it was like, I knew the distance and the altitude change and everything like that, but I didn't really do too much research except like an hour or two before I went to bed the night before. So the night before I had to pack my drop bags, which are bags that have food in them that you drop at certain aid stations, so then when you get to those aid stations you get your things, like say you need a new pair of socks or something. So I packed 4 of those the night before the race, like an hour before. And then I realized I had to wake up at 3 to get there, so I was trying to get to bed real fast. And then, obviously, the night before a race, it's hard to sleep, so it took me a little bit to get to sleep. Anyways, woke up at 3, drove 2 hours to get to the trails, got checked in at the lodge, and then I had like 15 minutes to get ready for before the race. And long story short, I basically barely made it. I was getting all my stuff together, getting my pack, my vest that I was wearing packed up, getting all my drop bags solidified, and as they were starting the race, I was like down there writing my name on the drop bag. I had to go grab somebody and I was like, "Can you finish these for me? My name's Jameson, this is my race number." And then this guy luckily helped me because you had to put your name on all the bags and duct tape them and everything. So that was good. But everybody was already gone. I had to sprint through like the starting line and catch up to everyone. And then for the first like mile or two, I was just getting everything ready. And I had like all the food in the back of my pack, which is not ideal because you got to get to it. And then we started at nighttime, and obviously I didn't have a headlamp. So luckily somebody, like I was going to run without one, but one of the workers on like the first turn was like, "Hey, do you have a headlamp?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Do you want to use mine?" I was like, "Sure, I guess." So that was very nice. I dropped it off at one of the aid stations, so I'm hoping somebody gave that to him. I gave it to them and they were like, I was like, "Hey, can you give this to," I think his name was Seth. They're like, "We don't know who he is, but yeah, we can get it to him." So I'm hoping that he got that back because I'm very thankful that he let me use his headlamp. Anyways, we got started in the dark. It was perfect weather. Like 6 or 7 miles in, 3 of us went off course. It was like an intersection of 2 courses and they didn't have any signs. So we took the one up all the way up to the finish line because we thought maybe it was a loop. So nobody was up there when we got there. So I ran inside and I was like, "Hey, are we in the wrong spot?" And they were like, "Yes." So we basically added 17 minutes to our whole marathon. But we got caught back up. Luckily, it was amazing weather. It was like 40 degrees in the morning, and then it warmed up to like 50, 60 degrees during the day. Like, I could not have asked for better weather. It was sunny. You got to see the sunrise. It was amazing. For the first 40 miles, I was just loving life. It was perfect. Then at like aid station 40, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. I got to the first aid station, and I was like, "Is there a drop bag here? When are the drop bags?" And they're like, "There's only 2 aid stations with a drop bag. It's like 15, 16 more miles, and then one at the end." And I was like, "Dude, I packed 4 drop bags to only be able to use 2. So another reason I was unprepared. It was awesome. Just conquering all these like small hurdles. But then I got to aid station 40, and that's kind of when it went downhill just a tiny bit. I felt great all the way up to this point, which is amazing because for the first 250Ks, once I hit mile 20, I was like dead. So luckily I made it an extra 20 miles. It was amazing. Mile 40 sucks because then you're like, you still have 15 more miles until the end of this thing. So that was definitely rough. Luckily, Jim Hoyam and his son were there because I was like, I'm not going to be able to finish before the sun goes down. So I was able to borrow their headlamp for the end of the race, which was awesome. 2 aid stations past mile 40. It was a bunch of like 60-year-olds, and they were all just like a group of friends hanging out, having a good time. I got there. I was trying not to bawl my eyes out because it's like all these people are having a great time, and I still have like 8 more miles to run. It was that point, it was definitely a mental battle, and that's where like with the first 250Ks, it was like a really physical pain cave. And then for this 50 miler, it was just like every pain cave that I've gotten in has just been so dramatically different. It's like a ball or something, or like a map, and you're only seeing like tiny sections of what the pain cave is like. And this one kind of snuck up on me because I'm used to it being like so physical, and at like 40, 50 miles in, it wasn't really a physical pain. It was just like mentally, like I'm just done with this, because you're eating like small snacks every day that you can't digest until you stop running. Oh, at one point I had to go off the trail and go to the bathroom and use leaves to wipe. Anyways, I don't want to drag this out too long. I finished the race, baby. Tried not to cry at the end. I didn't. I just didn't want to bawl my eyes out right at the finish line while they were taking my picture. But it took me a couple weeks, or it took me like a week to figure out if it was worth it, but it definitely was worth it. To be able to know that I can run 50 miles is pretty insane. 54 miles and 11,000 feet of elevation change. So that's pretty cool to be able to know that I can do that. So that's the 50 miler. I don't want to drag this out too long. When it comes to business, everything has been going pretty well. Peter, I love hearing you talk about all your like high level stuff and the point that you're at. Please keep updating us on things like that. That's freaking awesome that you're able to do these things. Also, thank you for all your hard work, and the fact that you're able to buy this house in Charlevoix. Also, very amazing. Like, we could not have done it without you. Super cool to be able to have the ability to do that. So keep updating us on that. Anyways, where I'm at, things are starting to slow down. This girl I hired, Emily, is an absolute baller. She's been crushing it. And very intelligent, like learns super fast on everything. All around, very happy that I hired her. We're in a week or two from November, so what I'm banking on, we're very cash crunch right now, not very liquid. We don't have much money, so I'm trying to get as many Christmas lights on the schedule as possible, because one, I love them, and two, it like fits in perfectly with our off season. So we're gonna stop mowing here in a week or two, and hopefully lights will just like ramp up. I've heard that the day after Halloween it just gets insanely busy, so hopefully that happens to us. That's what I'm hoping for. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna have to let Emily go and then give her a bonus to come back in the springtime, because I don't think I'll have enough work for 2 of us. And then at that point it's gonna be a decision of whether I need to go back to the restaurant and kind of work both jobs, because I still have quite a few bills to pay. Got 2 mowers, I got 2 trucks to pay for. I still have my franchise fee that I'm paying down. I still have the weekly franchise fees, or monthly franchise fees. So there's a lot of stuff I still have to pay for. So we're trying to run thin, light, and then ramp it back up in the spring. So I've been a little stressed recently, just trying to figure everything out. and getting ready for the winter, because it's always like up in the air of like, what am I going to do this winter? Am I going to have to go back to the restaurant, or am I going to be able to get enough work that I can work through the winter time? So really focused on selling Christmas lights right now, because it's fun. We know how to do it. It's something that I can possibly lock customers in for like 3 years after, and it pays well. So hopefully I can get like 20 of those done. That would be amazing. We'll see how it goes. But that's where I'm at. Just kind of in a limbo period before Christmas lights actually hit. Got a week or two before they actually hit, trying to just market, advertise for that. That's where I'm at business-wise. Personally, I've kind of just been recovering from the race. It really does take like almost a month to recover from these big races. Honestly, today I feel pretty good, like I could get back out there, and I'm kind of leaving it up to my coach to create my workout routine. But I think we're going to start getting back into it. Sounds like by the end of the year I'll probably be running around like 30 miles a week, and then get up into this like 60 miles a week next year. So I'm super pumped for that. One last thing about that is I do have shin splints, which I've had for like 2 years since I ever started running, and they never go away. So I think I'm going to try and go to like get a gait analysis for my running, because something's got to be off that I just constantly have shin splints. Don't think I've ever run without pain. So hopefully I can figure that out. Sounds like I have to figure that out before I do Leadville next year. So yeah, that's a little update on me. I got to get to work, get some estimates out. I'll see you guys later.